All right, fourth grade. Today is Thursday, week 3, Thursday, and we're going to do a little bit of math review. What we're going to review today is our long division problems. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with a 3-digit number. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use our standard algorithm and then move into our Super 7. All right, before we start this particular problem, I'm going to put those letters back up here. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Okay, just remembering those 5 letters and that one little question. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Okay. The D reminds us that we're going to divide first. M for multiply, subtract, check, and finally to bring down. All right, so this should be very familiar, just a review. So now let's get some practice in. All right, so first thing we're going to do is look at our number 4 and ask ourselves, does 4 go into 3? No, a greater number can't go into a smaller number, so 4 cannot go into 3. So we're going to extend that number. Okay, 4, does it go into 35? Yes, 35 is 4 or greater, so yes, 4 goes into 35. Now we need to figure out how many times. 4 times what can go into 35? So 4 times what is 35 or less? This is where your math grid becomes handy, or just using your mental math or going through your multiples. If you need to write down your multiples off to the side, you can do that. But also remembering that we're practicing our math facts to help us become fluent. Okay, so I'm going 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. What's next? 28, 32, 36. I'm going to stop because I see that 35 can't be greater than 35. So definitely can't be this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 times 8. Okay, I'm putting it over the 5 because I'm saying 4 goes into 35, not 4 going into 3. Okay, so 4 times 8 is 32. What do we do after we multiply? We subtract. Okay, 5 minus 2, can we do it? Yes, 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Not writing that down. What do we do after we subtract? We have to check our work to make sure that we're moving forward correctly. So 4 goes into 35 8 times without going over 35. 4 times 8 is 32. I've correctly subtracted, and I can check my work by adding 32 plus 3 is 35. Checked my work. Now I'm ready to bring down my next number, which is 6. Now 4 goes into 36. Once you get to this bring down portion, you're just doing the same steps all over again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and repeat. Same thing all over again as many times until there are no numbers to bring down. Okay, so 4 goes into 36. How many times? So if I've already written down my multiples, I know that I've got to 32. Okay, I'm going to add 4 more. That gives me 36. Oh, 36, 36. Here we go. So 4 times what gives me 36? 9. So 4 times 9 is 36. After we multiply, what do? We subtract. 36 minus 36 is 0. Okay, once we've subtracted, we need to check our work once again. We've already checked it for 4 times 8. Now we have to check it for 4 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Subtracted correctly, 36 plus 0 is 36. And we're good. All right, next step is to bring down. Is there anything to bring down? No, there's nothing to bring down. So guess what? We are finished. 4 goes into 356 89 times. But what we're going to do is to check our work. We can work on this division problem, but then we can also turn around and check this using multiplication itself. The multiplication is already written right here. Okay. So we're going to take our answer, our quotient, and then multiply with our divisor. Okay. If we get a dividend that is the same as the one right here, or if we get a product that is the same as our dividend, then we're correct with our 89 as an answer. Okay, so 9 times 4 is, I'll write it off to this side, it's 36. 6 is in my ones place. 3 goes next door. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 3 is 35. 356 is our product for this problem, and it also matches our dividend for our division problem here. Okay. 356 divided by 4 is 89. And this is how we check our work for a division problem using multiplication. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and try a little bit of another strategy that some of us really do prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and use the same problem, just using a different strategy, the Super 7. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and write the same problem. And again, the reason it's called the Super 7 is because it looks like a huge 7. All right, so 356 again divided by 4. All right, so this is kind of nice because with this one, you can kind of choose the numbers that you're most comfortable with when you're dividing. So I know that 4 times something is going to give me something less than 356, and I just want to start subtracting from that. So I'm pretty comfortable with my multiples of 10, so I could start with 4 times 10, but I feel like maybe I can go a little bit more. So if I do 4 times 20, that's a little bit higher, right? Because I know 4 times 2 is 8, and with that 0, it turns into 80, okay? So lots of other numbers that I could use. I'm just going to go ahead and choose 20. So 4 times 20 is 80, and I'm going to subtract it. I'm going to carry that line all the way over, and then the number here is going to be the number that I multiplied. So it's 4 times 20, that gives you 80. And then we're just working on that subtraction piece here and just slowly kind of breaking up this 356 number into smaller numbers. 6 minus 0 is 6. 5 minus 8, I can't do that, so I have to go next door, borrow some more. 3 becomes a 2. 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 8, I can do that now. 15 minus 8 is 7. 2, just bringing it down. All right, so now I'm going from 356 to 276. Now I need to think of what number can I multiply to reduce this number even more. I know I can continue to do 20, 4 times 20 every time because 80 is less than 276, or I can think a little larger, okay? If I think a little larger, I know that 4 times 25 would give me 100, that's a little higher, but this number is 276. So if I know that 4 times 25 is 100, then that would tell me that 4 times 50 would give me 200 because 4 times 5 is 20, and with that 0, okay? So I know the next number would be 200 because I'm multiplying times 50. So 4 times 50 is 200. Just checking my work. 4 times 5 is 20. That's 0, 10 times greater. Okay? Now I'm just subtracting. 6 minus 0 is 6. 7 minus 0 is 7. 2 minus 2 is 0, not bringing that 0 down. All right, I still know I need to make that number even smaller because 4 still goes into 76. Now I need to figure out what's my next number that I can put in there. I looked above and I see that 4 times 20 is 80, so I can't do that. So a number less than 20, what am I comfortable with? So if I know my multiples of 10 and I want to stick with that because I'm most comfortable with that, okay, I can go ahead and do that. So I know that 4 times 10 is 40. Okay, 10 here. Subtracting, 6 minus 0 is 6, 7 minus 4 is 3. Okay, now 4 times something will get me really close to 36. What is that number? Using my multiples, I know that 4 times 9 is 36. And when I subtract, I'm left with 0. All right, so used a lot of different numbers here, and it's about working the numbers that you're most comfortable with, okay? But try not to use very small numbers like 2 and 3 when you have a very large 3-digit number, okay? But the last thing you're going to do with the Super 7 is all the numbers that are on the right, you're going to add up, and that is going to become the number that would have gone up here, okay, as your quotient. So we're going to add 20 plus 50 is 70, 70 plus 10 is 80, 80 plus 9 is 89. Again, we know that we can check our work by multiplying 89 times 4. Just a reminder that we're going to go back and check our work. The Super 7 gave us the number 89. And our standard algorithm gave us also the number 89 as our quotient. Okay, so 2 different ways. One, Super 7, okay, or standard algorithm, which uses our DMSCB letters. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? Okay, you can use both methods, but this is a review. Please make sure you're practicing your long division, both standard algorithm, Super 7, or either of the two, okay? If you have any questions, you know what to do. Please make sure you're working on your math every day, having fun, make it fun, ask questions, get that help if you need it, okay? If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys later. I miss you guys, okay? Have fun. Messy finger.